Undoubtedly, UK was seen to be the most inviting and welcoming destination for many people across the world to come in and study, work, or even settle down with their families. The process then wasn't easy, it was still tough, but felt manageable financially and otherwise. In today's UK, things have changed. The reality is far more different. The rules and regulations around immigration have changed, making it more tighter. Cost of applications is high. To fund a visa is more difficult than you can imagine. And the overwhelming number of people looking for visa sponsorship in today's UK against the number of sponsorship letters employers are willing to give out is even making it more harder for people to stay in the country. And if you ask me, the number one challenge is financial burden. That is because this directly affects me and the people I know. This directly affects migrants that I know, and this has changed a lot of migrants' career aspirations. This has directed migrants to a direction that they never dreamt of. Facing. It has confused people career aspiration. Like I said previously, things were not on a silver platter. There were already strict rules around immigration, but there was a sense that if you work harder, secure yourself that visa sponsorship letter, you could apply for that visa with joy. But it is not the case in today's UK. The financial hurdle around applying for visa is pushing more and more people to their limits. Amidst all the strict rules and regulations around immigration, if you are able to secure yourself a job, perhaps a job after your studies, or you're just switching from one job to the other, congratulations if that is where you are now. The biggest cost comes from two areas. Okay, number one is the visa application itself, and number two is what is called the health certificate fee. And these are no small sums of money. For a standard skilled worker visa, depending on your circumstances, the application fee is ranging between £719 to £1,639 just for the application fees. And that is not all. The health certificate fee per year is £1,035. Let's take an example. If you're applying for a visa, a skilled worker visa for 5 years, so most of the time, companies that are outside of the care industry tend to give 5 years visa. That is what they do. Like those in the engineering sector, those who are securing, jobs with the government, etc. They tend to give 5 year visa. In the first instance, the least application fee you will pay is £719. That's the least application fee. And your health certificate fee is £1,035 per year. That is times 5. That is a combined cost of over £5,800 for a visa to stay in the country. For recent graduates, students, or even seasonal workers, this is money that they cannot afford. Take me for example, if I was in that situation, trust me, even over 4 years staying in this country, I would not be able to afford over £5,800 to apply for a visa. I won't be able to afford it. And that is not even all. If you even get the money to apply for that visa, working for a company, you get paid at the end of the month, and you have to pay to stay in a home. You need your rent fee, you need money for upkeep. So that is not even all that you need. But in most cases, people that are able to bring out this money, like, drain themselves to get the money out of them. They try, some people even borrow, which means that you have to borrow in excess to cater for your rent and your upkeep till you get your first pay. That is not a joke. It's a very huge sum of money. And this is for those who are even staying in the country. If you are applying for a visa from outside of the country, you will need money in your account, at least more than £1,200, to show that you can take care of yourself until you start receiving your salary. I think it's literally the same thing as here. They may not confirm that amount in your account if you are doing that from the UK. But from outside, you need to show evidence that you have at least 1,200 or over 1,200 in your account, additional funds to show that you will be able to take care of yourself before you receive your first salary. My brother is about to get a skilled worker visa from the company he's currently working with, and we are pretty much sure that they will give a 5-year visa. And you know what our worry is the application fees. My brother is here with his wife, so which simply means that they are looking at over £11,000 just to cater for that visa application for the two of them. And that is our worry. Even thinking about alternatives, the last time we were talking and we're like, maybe we'll probably ask them for a 2-year visa to start with or 3-year visa to start with. But you know, as migrants, in as much as we are looking at other alternatives or we are thinking about different scenarios, we also think about the risks of taking the lesser years. Those of us that are on like 3-year visa or 2-year visa, we still have concerns whether the company will renew or not. So having all those in mind, you definitely love that if they give you a 5-year visa, wouldn't you? But regardless, we got to think of other alternatives. That's gonna be the worst case scenario. And do you know what my brother does now? He works double shift, and that is against what he wants. That is against his health, but that is what he does. Do you understand? And just couple in the UK, definitely they have kids, which simply means that they cannot work like two full adults. They cannot work like how an independent adult would have worked and worked overtime to accumulate money, because they got to give time for the children, for childcare. That is the situation. That is the problem. Most times, those with families in the UK do not go for what they actually desire. They go to areas that is favorable to them financially. Regardless of your skills, you still go to areas that you think that you can afford. Because in reality, you cannot afford this money, this ridiculous sum of money. You can't. I guess that's why there's so much pressure in the care sector, because at least in the care sector, it takes away that outrageous sum of £1,035 for that health success fee per year. You don't pay that if you're applying for a healthcare visa. And people are in the healthcare sector for this particular reason. And you know what? Most of these employers are profit-making organizations. And that is where the problem comes. Try and watch the next video where I talk about the power of communication. And most of them are not even willing to give that amount to pay for many sponsorships for people, and that is even making it more difficult. That is even making sponsorship letters more scarce. Just how much you are paying to apply for that visa, employers are equally paying for that sponsorship for you. However, there are many people in the system that are looking for sponsorship letters, and most of these people are dependent on the care sector because they cannot afford it. Most of these people are going back to their countries. Most students are not even coming to the UK anymore. There is a huge decline on the number of students that come into the country to study. Many of the universities have issued articles regarding how much money they are losing because of international students not coming in anymore. And I don't blame them. Like I said previously, the UK was seen as the most favorable destination, especially for family-oriented people to come in, study, and make the place a home for them. But it is not the case anymore in today's UK. People in the country are already leaving the country. So those who are outside and they have hint of what is going on inside don't even come in anymore. Do you understand? And many of us are not willing to go back. There's a stigma of going back home without bringing anything. More and more people are finding themselves stuck. They have the skills, they have secured the job offers, but they just can't afford to take the next step. It's heartbreaking to see people so close to their dreams only for financial burdens to hold them back. And while I always encourage you to stay informed and stay hopeful, it is important to face these harsh realities and plan accordingly. Don't just come to the UK because that was your dream previously. You have to refine that dream, renew that dream, revisit that dream, and think to yourself, is it still worth it? Is it still worthwhile to act on that plan? Because things are rapidly changing in the UK. Make sure you explore other options And be rest assured that the UK is definitely the best place for you to come before you take that step. If you find value in this video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Like this video so YouTube can push it to many people. Like. I cannot emphasize more on liking the video. Please comment, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and of course subscribe if you are meeting me for the first time. My name is Fatima Ali. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye.